Hello everyone, the wait is finally over. Downhill UCI World Cup racing is back on your screens at the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series. We are in Bielsko-Biala for the second year in a row. An amazing new school track. Getting ready to kick things off for a brand new season of downhill racing. And the weather, well, as you can see in your screens, has not played ball over the last couple of days. But that just makes things all the more interesting. My name is Rick McLaughlin. I'll be with you all day as we head racing in Poland. 7 degrees Celsius out there at the minute. I can tell you it's much colder than that at the very top, which you can see live on your screens now. Here's how the schedule looks today. 11:30 downhill junior women getting us underway Central European time. Then from 1 o'clock the elites will be on track. Let's jump on board Lars Vergier's GoPro Recon.
So this is it, first run of 2025. It's a bit windy, a bit muddy. Let's see if we can make it top to bottom. Come with me. You. I didn't speak. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm too focused not to crash. It's actually a bit slippy, but not too bad. I'm just slow, but this is fine. Yep. Track is fun. A bit tired already, which is a good sign for the race. But yeah, having fun. I don't know if you can even hear me. But yeah, this is it. Rip. Trying to stay high. Trying to hit that rut. We're almost halfway, I guess. At least I hope. This is it. Shitty tight corner. Almost crashed. This one is actually hard. Let's see if we can make it. Yes, we can. Okay. Steep bit. Apparently I've heard outside is not too bad. That was sorry. Okay, can't do this one. Rip. Red. Yep. And we are at the finish line. The last few jumps. Rip. That's it. This is our ride.
There you go. More noises than your man from Police Academy, Lars Vergier. I'd love to be able to ride a push bike like that. As we finally have riders in the gate on finals day here in Bielsko-Biala. Here are the junior women. Bella Birchall will get us underway. You just saw her then, and it's Zero, Prul, Royds, Neff, Lugar, Melton, Husselbosch, Frenner, Jensen, and Ostgaard will be last to drop for Canyon Collective. We are almost ready to go racing here in Sturk Mountain Resort. No fewer than 10 UCI Downhill World Cups to enjoy this season. This is very much chapter one. The young Kiwi then, Bella Birchall, gets us underway here in Sturk Mountain Resort and gets us underway in 2025 at the UCI Downhill World Cup. We rejoin her run live now as she heads down towards split one. Birchall making her UCI World Cup full debut, although she was 11th at the UCI World Championships last season in Palar and Sala, Andorra. Riding for Team High Country, the Aussie team, who just get bigger and bigger and do it better and better every year, racing that really distinctively liveried Atherton downhill bike, the 200. And this will give us our first look at just what sort of nick the track is in here in Sturk. It's been so wet all day yesterday and overnight. The light has just lifted slightly in the finish area, down by the commentary booth. So Birchall, 51.3 seconds at the first split. Junior women setting qualifying times equal to those of the elite women yesterday during an action-packed Saturday session. Slightly difficult to compare given the slightly different race formats and the weather and the track deck, but junior women's downhill certainly alive and kicking, and probably more so than any other format this season. A complete sea change, a brand new list of characters for us to learn and get used to this year. Birchall has a win already at Crankworx Rotorua on the RDH, 154.5 at the second split. See, down for this wood section. This was at the start of the week really patchy between wet and dry. Now full wet. The majority of the bikes down there on full wet weather setups. You see a few brave pilots take it on dry tyres yesterday, but as you can see, the slop has really crept in overnight. Birchall, good speed over the bridge, heads out into the open across the ski piste. These ski pistes perilously off camber. We saw some of the big names getting caught out on them last year. This turn is new for this season. There used to be the sort of two little awkward little enduro style bridges. We've now got a big wooden bermed corner to help the riders carry a little speed back out of here. And now it picks up again as Birchall heads across. This is the most tricky of the off cambers. Goes out to the riders right to get a nice entry into the wood section here. Big pull. And into Amory Piron's favourite corner. French Star went deep over to the right hand side there on your picture during finals last year, and then into this super steep sting in the tail of this Sturk track. So we're 400 vertical meters in height dropped. And a lot of it actually comes in this final sector as Bella Birchall heads down the line and crosses it to give us our first benchmark time of the 2025 season. Birchall look nice and clean throughout that. We'll have to see how that time then adds up. A 3:53.1 as we see Rosa Zero, the Cube Factory Racing Squad, leave the start. Cube, a brand who have really invested heavily in young talent across mountain biking, and it's paid off for them. Certainly in the cross-country ranks. Zero, believe it or not, 41 wins already to her name, and she's 6.6 seconds up at the fourth split now on that time of Birchall. So the Austrian about to arrive into her first UCI Downhill World Cup finish bowl in some style. This is how you want to do it. Rosa Zero heads towards the finish line and is heading towards the hot seat. The Austrian national champion crosses the line and goes 5.2 seconds faster than the Kiwi. Back to the top for Tate Pruel-Royds, Canadian. Really join her run further down now. Great to see a Kona getting raced at UCI Downhill World Cup level once again. Joe Smith, a man who did a bit of his Did a bit of his career on Konas himself, is down there in the Norco pits today. You can see just by the dirt all over Tate Poolroyd's just, it's so wet out there, it's flicking up, just stays nicely inside that rut. Can carry a bit more speed now into the steep section as a result. Skates her way down the rider's right, nicely done. Riding in the jersey of the Canadian Federation. Tate Poolroyd then heads towards the line, crosses it in third, 6.9 seconds back on our leader, the Austrian Rosa Zierl. Gianna Neff from Switzerland leaves the start hut. The first Commensal we've seen today, Max Commensal in attendance. Some cutting about at the bottom. Not much sunshine out there today, but the big sunnies were out. 6.5 seconds back for Neff so far. She takes that gap jump into the woods. Next up, Lugar, Melton, Husselbosch, Brenner and Jensen. Just anchoring up here, Neff, tiptoeing down her way. And this is it. The riders that will come later in the day will have to deal with a track that's seen a lot of traffic on it. When it's been at its wettest, the course team have done wonders here today. Neff crosses the line in fourth, 7 seconds back. Zana Lugar from the USA. On that Frameworks racing bike. Lugar. Another young American. 5 seconds back at split free for Lugar. So that time of Zierl's looking really, really good. But so many young Americans getting support from USA Cycling, now based in Bentonville, of course. 4.2 seconds, so she's found 0.8 of a second between 3 and 4. And on a muddy, cold day like today, finding time in between any of these splits is going to be so tough. Lugar takes the final drop, heads into the finish area. Second place, 1.9 seconds back, got faster and faster as that run went on then, Lugar. Still Zierl leads them, Birchall in third, Matilda Melton then, new team for her, another American, this time on Commensal Schwalbe Lesor. The Commensal bikes continue to be a big privateer favourite. Melton, for the last couple of races she's entered, Galbraith Gravity and Northwest Cup first round of that. She's 1.1 quicker here at the fourth split. So, Zierl's time finally being challenged, and it is being challenged by the national champion of the USA. Whoa, the bike just skating to a halt there, and you can just see that right-hander, how upright it gets and how losing speed on the way into it, not an option, because it'll take whatever is left out of your balance. Cross the line, who goes fastest, Melton, by 1.038 seconds. So we have a new leader, Eliana Husselbosch, though. New team for her, the first ever junior woman to compete under the illustrious colours of the Santa Cruz Syndicate. Husselbosch, one of the standout riders from last season. Santa Cruz, they put the money in early, got her on board. The team changes this season in the regs, meaning that the big teams really need to be now represented across all classes. She's 1.3 seconds back here. Eliana Husselbosch says she's the annoying little sister of the team, wearing that Fox all-in-one speed suit. Husselbosch will grow and grow in stature on that Santa Cruz Syndicate squad, absolutely no doubt about it. Who's fastest by 1/10 of a second? Husselbosch turning that one round late in the day. Steve Pete nods his head of approval. Likes what he sees. Lena Frenner then. Huge qualifying session from her yesterday. Third fastest Frenner, and Talking about working with legends, Greg Minnaar has this young woman under his wing in Norco race division. Another fast Austrian as well. Is this the influence of Valentina Hole we're seeing coming through Austria, heading back up the rankings? Just one win so far. 2025 for Frenner, but very, very young. She's 4/10 back at the first split. She heads into that really choppy rock section. Brenner with the 13 on her bike. Goes inside that nicely, so she's bought time back now. Just a 10th of a second off Brenner in the lead of the race here. Fastest sector times go to 0-0, Melton, Birchall and Logar. 0 did the damage up top, but we've seen the last couple of riders really make inroads into that time. Down the bottom where it's slightly more technical. What is the third split going to tell us about Frenner's time? Really nicely done through there. Lena Frenner attacking this course. She's 1.3 seconds faster now, Frenner. Going to work here in Poland. 43.8 kilometers an hour through the speed trap. Frenner currently has the lead of this bike race. Needs to finish things off here in the final two splits. Bumped into Greg Minnaar down the bottom, who was rather embarrassed to admit that he had got his times wrong and he'd arrived for Frenner's run about an hour too early, but I told him not to worry, he'll get used to it. Frenner just finding a few pedals on the way out of that bridge section, and from here on out needs to nail absolutely every section of this track. Top 5 as they stand: Husselbosch, Melton, Zero, Lugar and Birchall. Goes way inside Frenner. Big Norco grips. 7/10 now. So she's lost half a second, but the lights are still green here for Frenner, and it's about to get really, really steep and really, really technical for the Austrian. This is where Melton and Husselbosch made so much time. Frenner needs to let off the brakes and roll around that corner, manages to do so. Swings left now. Off the gap. Through the wooden section for the last time. Are we about to see a brand new race leader? Frenner crosses the line and goes faster by 0.3 of a second ahead of Husselbosch. That is how you start your UCI downhill World Cup career, straight onto the hot seat. Minnaar likes what he sees. Lot of noise around this young woman. Rosa Marie Jensen, the Dane. Specialised gravity rider. And she is into one of the most professional pits on the circuit. 1.2 seconds faster at split 1. Rosa Marie Jensen's made up a load of time up top. Was victorious the first round of the IXS Downhill European Cup earlier in the season. And she is in there sponging up all the knowledge with Loic Bruni, Finn Isles, Jordan Williams, their teammates. Running the stock, I was going to say the older, but that version of the demo still on sale. 3.3 seconds faster at the second split for Rosa Marie Jensen. Really, really attacking every inch of the track here in Bielsko-Biala. Visibly faster through here now. This is looking really, really promising for the Dane. Sees off the ruts with ease, pops over that compression nicely. Lands slightly to her right, but 4.4 seconds into the good now for Rosa Marie Jensen. What a statement win this would be. Hurtles across the bridge. Another UCI Downhill World Cup debutant. Is she going to take the lead and possibly the win on the biggest of big stages? Slogging her way across that flatter section on the pedals. Such tough going, so physical up there. And now it's a case of regaining speed, trying to nail these backsides. Oh, front wheel just slipping out from underneath her momentarily there. Has to get back on the pedals to pick things up again. 3.9 seconds at the fourth split now. Jensen has set the fastest three first sectors. Can she turn it all green as she heads down towards the bottom now? So, as it stands, Frenner, Husselbosch, Melton, your top three. Rosemarie Jensen heads towards the finish line. Is she heading for a win at her debut UCI World Cup? Goes fastest by 4.6 seconds ahead of Lena Frenner. Frenner was just starting to dream there. Rosemarie Jensen, that's the kind of commitment you need to win these things. Gets away with one right at the death. Last woman at the top now, Alifa Osgaard for the USA Canyon Collective. As I said at the top of the broadcast, junior women's one of the most changed start lists on the whole calendar. So many new characters and talents and personalities to get used to. Canyon Collective, another team we've invested in these young ranks. Oh, Alifa Osgaard nearly getting thrown off the bike there. 10.8 back. She may well have been off already, and that may well hand victory to Rosemarie Jensen unless Alifa Osgaard can do something really, really impressive up here. Jensen leads them by 4.6 currently. Huge margin right from the start at round one. Alifa Osgaard. Sister of Taylor, who we saw a bit of last season. Osgaard, 3 wins to her name so far this year already, including one at the Pro Downhill Series in the US. 10.2 back, so she's found 0.6 of a second, and that would indicate that she's maintaining the pace, so this is all experience right now for Alifa Osgaard. 9th currently, 12 back at the third split. Has moved backwards now. You can see just how challenging conditions are today. A little more rain. I say a little more rain. It'll be a lot more rain due in roundabout now as well. The junior men's race, which will follow this straight after. Current top three as they stand: Rosemarie Jensen, Lena Frenner, and Eliana Husselbosch. And there's a really, really wide split of the different sector times. You can see Jensen's time was great. She took 2 of the fastest sector times, and it's kind of been enough to do it. Osgaard, it's looked really, really good, so I'm guessing there was a problem up top. We did see her get a massive clipped in sort of bobble over the front of the bike as she came into shot up top, so something's just not quite added up. 9.5 seconds back at the fourth split for Alifa Osgaard. Today, not looking like it's going to be her day, but there's plenty more of them. Osgaard was fastest at split 4 for that sector, so it's not all been doom and gloom. Osgaard, fastest qualifier yesterday, down the line, crosses it in 7th place. But that means that Rosemarie Jensen, on her UCI Downhill World Cup debut, has taken the win here in Sturck Mountain Resort. And how about that for a ride?